Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different on the channel. I am going to be diagnosing a broken and non-functioning film camera. Today we have a very popular camera model to review here. It is an Olympus OM-1 35mm film SLR. I purchased this camera in a lot. This was the only film camera in the lot. Very funny that the other cameras were all digital cameras. And all of the digital cameras worked in one way or another. The only camera that did not work was, unfortunately, the camera that I sought after in the lot. This one. It looked to be in great condition, and the lot as a total was very, very, very good in terms of price. So I went ahead and I bought it, the entire lot. Fortunately, it does not work. So I have now been tasked myself with diagnosing and coming up with possible solutions for this camera. So in my testing and overview, reviewing the camera when I received it from the post, was that the higher shutter speeds do not work. That is something specifically to do with the electronic circuitry up here in the mirror portion, the top cover portion of the camera. I took off the bottom cover, which you can see the portion of the cover that engages with the optional motor drive that you could purchase with this camera is missing. I unscrewed these plates here, these screws here, and removed the bottom plate. And I actuated the camera on the different shutter speeds, and it seemed to be working continuously. So nothing wrong with the mechanical gears and what have you down here. Something to do with the circuitry up here at the top. This is the on and off switch for the meter itself. It does not require batteries in order to operate. This is a mechanical camera. What is interesting about this particular model is that the area where you would normally find the shutter speed selections is not there. This is your ASA or film speed knob. It is activated by pushing down this button here and turning the dial to your selected speed. It can only go counterclockwise. It cannot move. Oh, maybe it can. I wouldn't like that, though. Apparently it moves anti and clockwise. It moves anti-clockwise and clockwise. So that's something new that I just found out. The shutter speeds are found on the throat of the camera right here. You can see it's in the bulb setting right now. 1 second, half a second, fourth, an eighth, a 15th, a 30th, a 60th, and so on until you get to the higher shutter speeds, which unfortunately do not work. Every shutter speed up to 1/30th of a second operates correctly. This is the bulb. As you can see, it operates correctly. The mirror stays up and the shutter remains open until I've released my finger from the shutter button. This is 1 second. This is 1/2 of a second. This is 1/4 of a second. This is 1/8 of a second. And I am purposely taking these test speeds with the back open so you can see the shutter open and close. That was 1/15th. And here's the final working speed of 1/30th. So you can clearly see the shutter open and close there. You can see the brown portion of the desk in the shot. Now when I go to 1/60th of a second, everything goes haywire. You are no longer able to see the mirror opening and the shutter opening either. Well, you can kind of see the mirror flip up here, but the shutter does not open. So that is why I have diagnosed this camera as having bad circuitry. It is the only explanation that I have gathered from the couple hours or so of tearing down and testing and reviewing. The self-timer works quite nicely. The mirror lockup feature is not the cause of the issue either. I'm just trying to see this portion right here, that little tab that is returning on the slower shutter speeds. So it very well could be something wrong with the returning mechanism there, which is not circuit driven. Could just be a worn out spring. I'm going to try one of the slower shutter speeds again. And you're going to watch the right side of your screen for that dial right there. So it does move back when I put it to the faster shutter speed. It does not return. So that is an issue. Because you should not be able to do this after you have wound the initial shot. You can see the mirror trying to return back, but it's not catching. So you can see there it goes, and then it just disappears again. So it's something to do with either the circuitry or the spring here. I'm trying to hold the mirror up with my thumb to see if that could help. I'm also wondering if doing that would help. No, it doesn't. Okay. Well, 1/25th of a second is working now. But it's still not doing what I want it to do. Let's move it to 1/250th of a second. Yeah, that's doing the same thing. It's not catching where I want it to be at. Okay, well, it still needs some more finagling and testing, diagnosing to be able to be repaired. But that's all I have for you today. I still have to do some more testing on this little tab here on the side. So I have, I guess, incorrectly diagnosed this as a computer chip or circuit problem. It has something to do with this post right there. So I will see what I can do with that and perhaps make a follow-up video on this. But thank you very much for watching. Something a little bit different for the channel. This camera might be for sale if I can get it working or not. If I can't get it working, it will just be put into a lot of film cameras that I usually do around once a year. I take all the broken cameras that I have accumulated over the years and haven't been able to get working and just sell them off together as a lot and make a little bit of my money back. So thank you very much for watching, and be sure to be on the lookout for other film camera review videos in the near future. Thank you.